Hello stock traders, I hope all of you had a good trading day today. Today I'm going to cover exactly what happened during Thursday's trading day with the top 7 list. I'm also going to give you a new list for Friday and something should help you to navigate your way. Some good picks for the weekend. So let's get started. If you had the top 7 list and you had all the stocks evenly of yesterday's video, you should have had a 0.74% loss today. Not the greatest of days. Personally, I had a 0.35% loss, just a small loss today. Had some winners, but I had a couple stocks that really didn't do well. I'm going to kind of talk about those. Overall, I've done very well with those 2 stocks, and so I still feel confident that they are going to do well. Here we go. All right, month to date, if you are following this list closely, you should have a 7.8% gain. Year to date, I am at a 1,157% gain. Definitely had some great months, so looking forward to finishing off strong and having a great 2021. Anyway, day trading, I did none. There just wasn't any setups that I liked, that I thought I could get into, that I felt were safe, that had that news event that I'm looking for. And so I just didn't trade. And that's an important lesson. If you don't have a good setup or a stock that fits your strategy for day trading, then don't trade. You're just going to cost yourself money. And that is something you get over time of trading. Day trading is very risky. It is a tough thing to do, and that is why I use less than 10% of my portfolio to do so. I'd never want to use more than that because I'm afraid of blowing up my account. And I like to pick stocks with a heavy news event, and so if they have a heavy news event and other indicating factors that I look for, then I can feel pretty secure that I'll be able to trade that for a profit. I just go by my win rate underneath those certain scenarios. And typically when I have those scenarios, I have about a 70% win rate of picking a winner. And if I don't follow one of those things, I usually lose. So it's really important that you find your strategy and stick with it. I like to use Webull for my intraday trading. The reason why I do is because I can trade as early as 3 a.m. and as late as 7 p.m. at night. So I can trade earlier and later than just about everybody. And so I like that flexibility. Definitely if there's a runner aftermarket, something I can get in and out of and make money, or something way pre-market, I can get in if it's got a strong news catalyst. I can get in before everyone else starts trading at 6 a.m. Central, and I can make money that way too. I have a lot of sales to report from the top 7, so I had a lot of stocks that did not fit the strategy anymore, and I have a reason behind each and every one. But let's get to it. I'm going to kind of cover all of these, and there were a lot of sales, man. I sold a lot of stocks. So I sold ARDX for a 4.55% gain. Overall, pretty good pick for 3 days. That was really good. Sold LAZY for a 5.6% loss. That one did not perform. It had been 3 days since insider activity, so it was time for me to move on from that one. Sold AAOI for a 2.7% gain. Not bad over 3 days. Sold ATI for a 1.7% loss. And I wish I would have held this one, but it was at the end of my strategy. This is the day I would have looked for an exit point on it anyway. And so I sold it for that reason. I sold TACO for a 0.65% gain. Now I know I just added this to the list, but I messed up. I chose a stock that had insider activity from a year ago. It was an accident. I just didn't see the date. It ended up not hurting me. Small gain over 1 day. Not too bad. Hopefully you did well with that one too. Sold CAR for a 0.61% loss. So just a really small loss on that one. And then late in aftermarket, I sold PDLI for a 2.33% loss. Now I know I said I was going to hold until news event. The thing that I did not see was that they're planning on voluntarily delisting from the NASDAQ. Now, I have done well with those type of stocks in the past, but one thing I didn't like was the amount of insider selling. I rarely pay attention to insider selling because there are lots of reasons an insider sells, but really only one reason an insider buys stock, and that's that they think it will go up. But this one being delisted from the market on the 28th, plus with other factors and insider selling, I decided that was not a safe place for my money, so I decided to sell it. I'm sorry if you are in it and have lost some money on this one. It's just one of those things where it's just wisest to get out. I don't believe that this one is going to continue upwards. I, of course, hope it will, where we could see a big time short squeeze and get a nice pump upwards before delisting. And that's typically how I've made money on a stock that is voluntarily delisting. So we shall see how it goes. I wish you all the best in that one. I am not perfect, and I made a mistake on that one, and then also Taco. Usually don't do that. I will be more careful. All right, so I get this a lot after a stock skyrockets up, and I get this question: is it too late for me to get in now? And a lot of times, if it's not to the end point of that stock, and if the stock has a real high analyst target, and I believe there's some pop left, I will say, no, you can probably get in and still make some money on this. Well, it's just best. We found this out with ELYS and a few other stocks today where I was asked that question. The best way to avoid that type of situation is never to chase a stock. You always want to get in it at the beginning. And so if I put out a notification on a stock, saying it's got insider activity, it's best to get in it at that time. It's not best to wait because these stocks can be explosive. A stock that has insider activity has a very high probability of moving up in price. Years and years I've done this, and I've had a lot of success doing this. When an insider buys and they do so in open market with a certain type of strategy, with a certain type of buy, I know that stock is most likely going to perform well. So it's best to get in it soon. All right, let's get to the top 7 and others. We just have 7 stocks today because I sold so many. The first one, number 7, is Apple. AAPL, and on Thursday this finished up 0.7%. And I know you might be like, Apple, well, they didn't have insider activity. I know this is unusual, but I do not have 7 stocks with insider activity that I think will fly as of right now. So we got the top 5 with insider activity and 2 really strong stocks that I like for different reasons. And Apple is one of those. So Apple is such a strong company, and I really think it's going to move way upwards. And I think we will see in the next couple months $160 plus on this. I'm very bullish about their prospects, and I love how analysts love the stock, and also the volume on the stock is so terrific, and it's just a good, safe company to own over a long period of time. So I like Apple for that reason, and that is why it's number 7 on the list. Number 6 is Nike. I know, Nike, this is another big company that I'm kind of going for. NKE, and it did not have insider activity, but on Thursday finished up 1.56%. Nike reports earnings on Friday, and they have a very good track record of beating EPS and beating revenue, and their stock jumping on earnings. They have a Friday night earnings, which is extremely unusual. So Nike reports earnings tomorrow, and they beat estimates 88% of the time on EPS. And they beat revenue 100% of the time going back. So I'm expecting them to beat analyst targets again. And so I think that Nike has got some room to run, and that it's a very good stock. And tomorrow I'm planning on owning it. I do not know if I'm going to hold through earnings, but I'm definitely going to play the run up throughout the day. I'm expecting it to do very well tomorrow. Number 5 is Allied Esports. So this one's been on our list a little while. This is AESE, and on Thursday this finished down 7.50%. I do believe in this stock a lot. I know it finished way down. My average in it's $1.27. Since calling this out here on YouTube, it is up 16.54%. So it is doing very well. It was higher, but it's kind of come back a little bit. But the reason why I like it is because United Pastures bought $600,000 worth of shares, and then later Roy Choi bought $600,000 worth of shares, about $640,000 worth of shares. Analysts have an average target on the stock at $3.75. So that is a 300% upside. So I think the stock has much, much more to go. So yes, it is up. Yes, it's moved upwards, but it's not even close to where I think it's going to get. So I think that this one's a pretty good one to hold. I like it for its explosiveness, and I think it's way undervalued. Number 4 is Molecular Templates, and I've been talking about this one for a little while. This is MTEM, and on Thursday this finished up 0.74%. My average in it's $9.27. Since calling this one out, it is up 2.80%, so it is doing well. Beeflout Biotech AG, 10% owner, bought shares 2 days in a row. It was very bullish activity, and it was done so in open market. Analysts have an average target price on this, believe it or not, of $20.15. So this is a very strong buy, and it's got a huge upside left on it, and I think it will do well tomorrow. All right, number 3 is Mustang Bio, MBIO, and on Thursday this finished up 1.67%. My average in it's $2.89. Since calling this one out here on YouTube, it is up 5.54%, so it's doing very well. Lindsay Rosenwald, MD, bought $266,000 worth at $2.66 a share, and it was a bullish transaction, and I love it when doctors buy in biopharmaceutical companies. So this one looks like they have something to release, or they have something good. Lindsay Lindsay feels good about it, and so do I. Analysts have an average target price on this stock at $10.75. Mustang Bio is a stock I've made big money on in the past, and so when they have news, this stock has a history of really flying, and so I like it for that reason too. And so I'm a buyer and a holder of Mustang Bio, and I think you should be too. I think it's a good stock, and I think you'll do well with it. All right, number 2 is Selecta Biosciences. This is SELB. This one is brand new to the list, and on Thursday, this finished up 5.48%. My average in it is $3.01, so I was able to work really hard and get a great entry price on it. Since calling this out, it is up 2.33%, so it has also had very bullish activity because the chief medical officer bought 40,000 shares in open market, and it was at $3.24, even above the price that it is right now. So this one has some explosive movement that it could really move. Analysts have an average target price on this at $6.71. So the insider activity and the high analyst price target makes me think that over a long period of time, this stock will do well. And so I like Selecta Biosciences for that reason. Number one is ELYS. And on Thursday, this did not have the best day. It was down 8.72%. My average in it's $3.21. Since calling this out here on YouTube and in Patreon, it is up 18.38%. So it's moved upwards quite a bit, even with that downward trend today, even down 8.72%. But the CEO bought shares at $3.02. Then Gold Street Capital came in and bought shares at $3.06. Both of these were big transactions. Then reported Thursday after market, the CEO came back for more at $3.78. So that shows a very high conviction. That shows that this CEO thinks that this stock is way, way undervalued and is not worried about it being in the high threes when they bought before at 302, but came back with a really nice transaction today at $3.78. Analysts have an average price target on this at $5.30. There has been some analysts that are even upping their ante on this, and we're starting to hear price targets around the $7 range. And so ELYS is one I think that will do really great. Hang in there with this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic. I do a lot of work for this list, so if you could please do me a favor and please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, or you're seeing me for the first time, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when one of these videos comes out. And if you haven't shared one of these videos with one of your friends, please do. I would be honored by that. Tomorrow should be a good day. There are good things happening in the market, and so I think there will definitely be opportunities out there for us to make lots of money. I wish you all the best of luck on the market tomorrow, and Raythoven out.